So I'm sitting here in my blue lights, just so you know. Got my feet in some baking soda. Let's talk about the witch hunt trauma. I am noticing in myself, and mind you, I've known I've been pretty gifted for a while, and something happens when you start understanding things at this depth, especially if you're even thinking about sharing it, let alone sharing it. You end up going into this really deep trauma bond to almost feeling like you're being watched and feeling like there's people out there that aren't going to want you to know, or aren't going to want people to know the things that you're saying, especially if you're in like a spiritual community of some sort. And you know what, even if that's the case, because I am the manifester of my reality, and the more that I think that thought, the more I could produce that reality, and could already be a potential. And if so, that's something that I'm creating from that trauma bond to that time and space and reality. You know, I don't know if everybody can do this. Is this just the master alchemy in me? You know, that master alchemist, you know, where it's just like auto response to be identifying all of these things immediately as they come up. You know, like once I knew I could dive deep and process things, I was just, you know, totally up in there. But that's something that automatically gets triggered when you're in that zone. And it's just another one of the shadows that help us. Actually, there's many entangled in that, because there's layers to that, and the things that you think would apply to that. And you're the manifester and creator. So of course you're going to create things that match that kind of energy. Everything's going to look like that, because again, that's the timeline or time space reality, or the illusion that you are choosing. And we all know how this works to a certain extent, you know, in the simplest of terms. Or I mean, you know, those of us that are on the woke boat, you know, we understand that we create our reality. So we got to tie that part together too. There ain't nobody gonna come out and get you. And if there was, guess what? It's your power that makes it one way or another. And worst case scenario, you must be pretty awesome. So that should lift your courage or your, you know, confidence level just a little bit. There's so many different positive ways to look at it. But knowing what it is for what it is, and if we control this reality, like I believe in my heart that we do, we make any potential of that just vanish into thin air, or turn into its opposite. Absolute blessing, absolute recognition, absolute love and acceptance and unity and collective missions uniting. You know, like, come on now. But that can't happen. That second thing, the unification part, cannot happen as long as you're stuck in the trauma of separation and stuck in the trauma bond of being hated for who you are and what you have to say and what you know you were created for. And despite any kind of potentials that there are extra special beings that would rather us not wake up for positive reasons. I mean, that just might be the alchemist in me again, but I can see the good reasons for that. But I mean, one person can't make that much. Well, okay, I take that back. One person can make so much of an effect. I can't believe that was about to come out of my mouth, but it's kind of what I'm meaning to say, but not in that way, you know? There could be a massive effect, but I mean, look, Christ himself took an embodiment, and I mean, you know, look at the doubt that still surrounds the earth. So, I mean, we're just trying to set a few people free here, all right? It's nothing gonna hurt nobody. And you see how I'm just handling this just in case that's a potential? And then I can just let it go because I've moved into acceptance that it's a trauma bond I've created, and I just need some healthy, loving, accepting, unconditionally rocking it kind of thoughts. I can't be afraid of myself. I'm the creator. I made it all. It feels so good to identify this stuff. It's like you were in a prison and you like found the keys in your pocket and they were there the whole time. It's like, what? Fear not. Remember? I love you guys. Good night.